Hey there, this is Seth, and I want to let you know about my next Sunday workshop, exploring the Feldenkrais method. This one's going to be about expanding your breathing capacity, and this is Sunday, July 15, 2 to 5 p.m. Right now, the venue is 5130 Connecticut Avenue. That's my studio, and I'll have information below this where you can get a link to sign up. Okay, but I want to share with you a really, really unique process in the Feldenkrais method. But if you're a Feldenkrais person, even you may have never seen this. This is just a really interesting approach to the breath. I'll demonstrate a little bit, but mostly just talk you through it. But first of all, so I'm here on the floor. I'm going to eventually demonstrate directly, but for you, just start by lying on your back, which I'm not going to do yet. I want to look at you for a second and just listen to your breath. So listen to the rhythm of the breath, quality of your breathing. And now here's a question for you. What do you think is the movement of your lungs inside the rib cage while you breathe? So see if you can imagine that each time you breathe in, the lungs move a little bit upwards towards your head. Just think of each time you breathe in, the lungs moving a little upwards. And if you feel your collarbones, the tips of the lungs are actually right up under the collarbones, higher than you might think. But see if you can imagine that the whole body of the lung actually moves a little upwards. And now imagine also that each lung sort of spirals a little away from the midline. And so as you imagine that, you can also imagine how you could think of a little space opening in between the two lungs each time. Breathe in. And then on the exhale, how the lungs would descend again and turn a little bit back towards the midline. So there's a space on the left side for your heart, and you can imagine that on the in-breath, there's a little more space around the heart, and then there's a gentle squeezing of your heart on the exhale. Okay, so now that you've been with that image for a while, I'm going to ask you to come and lie on the side, and here I'm going to sort of demonstrate what I'm talking you through. You can't see my knees, but draw your knees up in front of you. You can rest your arm like me, or your head on your arm like me, or you could put some supports here. Okay, but now with the top elbow, you're going to put it on the side of your ribs here. Okay, and just first of all, think about the same thing we've been talking about here on the side. So the lung moving upwards towards your head and away from the midline. In this case, also away from the floor. You're concentrating on the lung on the side that's closer to the ceiling. And now you have your arm here, and now every time you breathe in, just gently move the elbow like this, also a little up towards your head. So you're beginning to ask your rib cage to do something similar to what the lung is doing inside. On the inhale, and then as you exhale, you let the elbow slide back down. Okay, after you've done that a couple of times, take it one step further, and you slide on the inhale, you slide the elbow up, and you also turn it a little behind you, and you can see that right away I'm allowing my whole torso to turn, and then you come back on the exhale. So the head can roll looking a little towards the ceiling, but you slide the elbow up and you take it back. So I draw in a breath, and then as I exhale, I come back. Okay? Okay? Maybe rest your arm for just a moment, put it on the floor. Still lying on the side. And now emphasizing the exhale, again, put your thumb together with your other fingers. I didn't explain that before, so you want to have it all together. But just here on the side of your ribs somewhere, as high up as is comfortable. And now in the exhale, think of taking the elbow down and then even down a little forward, so there's a small rolling in the direction of going on your belly. Breathe in, and then exhale. The elbow goes down away from the head and helps you to roll a little bit forwards. This whole movement comes from the image of what the lung is doing inside. And eventually you put it together. You breathe in, taking the elbow up towards the head and rolling a little back. And then on the exhale, take the elbow a little forward and a little down. And just imagine that your rib cage is basically mirroring what's going on inside the ribs, movement of the lung. Okay? Take a gentle pause here, just for a moment. Now you're going to go back to taking the arm on the inhale up and back, but now just stay here as you breathe both in and out. And you can imagine as you breathe in that the lung comes up into the shape that you've created with your torso, and then it kind of goes down and comes out of that shape a little. Just a few breaths, but imagining the movement of the lung inside the static shape. Okay. And now, exhale, take the elbow a little forward and down and hold this shape. And imagine that it's on the exhale that the lung really comes into the shape that you're holding with your torso. Okay, and then go back to breathing in, taking the elbow up and a little back, breathing out, taking the elbow a little down and forward. And at this point, why not just stop briefly and rest on your back? And just feel the contact you have with the floor between the side that was towards the ceiling and the other side. Just feel any differences. So notice if it feels like it's easier to breathe on one side of the chest, just any differences between the two sides, especially in your chest area, the quality of your breathing. Okay, and then come back onto the same side. And what we're going to do here, you can always do after the video on the other side. But now we're going to do a funny thing. As you breathe in, instead of going up and back, you're going to actually go down and forward as you breathe in, and then you're going to go up and back as you breathe out. And think about what this means. This means that your chest is spiraling down and forward at the same time that your lung is spiraling up and back. And then you're taking your torso up and back as the lung inside is spiraling down and forward. So you can almost imagine how the outside moves around the inside moves around the outside. Kind of a funny picture. Just try it out a few times and then rest again on your back. And once again, see how you're feeling, see what's the overall quality of your breathing. And then you might want to get up and walk around a little bit. Just feel what else has changed on the side where you did this exploration and on the other side of your body. And as I said, you're welcome to do it on the other side. If you're in the Washington, D.C. area, I would love to have you join me. Again, July 15th, that's a Sunday, 2 to 5 p.m. We have 3 hours to explore expanding your breathing capacity with the Feldenkrais method. If you're seeing this on YouTube or if you're seeing this on Instagram, wherever you're seeing this video, if you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you. It's DC Feldenkrais on Instagram if you want to follow there. You can also find my page on Facebook and like it, subscribe. Just let me know if you want to be in touch. All right. Thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.